ज्ञानञ्जना शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददति स्वपदान्तिकं देहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतपदकमलान् श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललित श्रीविशाख अन्वितांश्च नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण एवरीवन।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण। So, who would like to read today?
I can प्रभु जी।
Okay. Anyway, everyone had anyway break. Whoever is inspired can already start. You can read maybe till 8th verse. There is already a lot of content and you can go through those.
Yes प्रभु जी, sure प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Chapter 25. The descriptions of the characteristics of King Puranjana. The great sage Maitreya continued speaking to Vidura. My dear Vidura, in this way, Lord Shiva instructed the sons of King Bharisat. The sons of the king also worshipped Lord Shiva with great devotion and respect. Finally, Lord Shiva became invisible to the princess. All the Prasetas princes simply stood in the water for 10,000 years and recited the prayers given to them by Lord Shiva. While the princes were undergoing severe austerities in the water, their father was performing different types of fruitive activities. At this time, the great Saint Narada, master and teacher of all spiritual life, became very compassionate upon the king and decided to instruct him about spiritual life. Narada Muni asked King Prachina Bharisat, my dear king, what do you desire to achieve by performing these fruitive activities? The chief aim of life is to get rid of all miseries and enjoy happiness. But these two things cannot be realized by fruitive activity. The king replied, O great soul, Narada, my intelligence is entangled in fruitive activities. Therefore, I do not know the ultimate goal of life. Kindly instruct me in pure knowledge so that I can get out of the entanglement of fruitive activities. Those who are interested only in so-called dutiful life, namely remaining as a householder, entangled by sons and a wife and searching after wealth, think that such things are life's ultimate goal. Such people simply wander in different types of bodies throughout this material existence without finding out the ultimate goal of life. The great Saint Narada said, O ruler of citizens, my dear king, please see in the sky those animals which you have sacrificed without compassion and without mercy in the sacrificial arena. All these animals are waiting your death so that they can avenge the injuries you have inflicted upon them. After you die, they will angrily pierce your body with iron horns. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for reading.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Hope
Prabhuji,
you
one
also found it.
Yes. One small doubt, Oji. Sorry, this was a continuation of Shiva's Stuti and
No.
no, okay.
No, actually, this is a continuation of Bhagavatam, but actually, it's a sequence after Lord Shiva. I think this is the first verse you have read. So Lord
Correct.
Shiva, after giving the Rudra Gita,
Rudra
all the
Gita.
instructions, and he disappeared hmm, from
Yes.
from the from the sons of Prachina Parishat. The Prachetas, the sons of Prachina Parishat. Yeah.
Yes.
So it is still in a way continuation, but Lord Shiva, the Rudra Gita, what he has spoken is only the last chapter.
Okay, thank you, Oji. Hare Krishna.
Yep. Hare Krishna. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I even wanted to say the same, but as Satish Prabhu already asked, it helped me. Rudra Gita is such a powerful prayer the Lord Shiva has given because it explains everything, the opulence of the Lord, and also the emphasis of Bhakti Yoga. One can attain ultimate goal by just practicing Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga being it so simple, but still, when we take in the context of so many things, there is so many things which could be Jnana Kanda, which could be Karma Kanda, which could be Dhyana Kanda, and all these things, yoga system, Bhakti Yoga, is little difficult or even very difficult to understand because again the question will come, okay, is yajnas not superior? After all, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita said that is not Ashtanga Yoga the supreme because Krishna spoke about Ashtanga Yoga. Is it not Krishna is everything, his universal form? So all these questions keep coming, but the beauty of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is that it emphasizes at every chapter the glories of what? One thing, that is Panchama Purushartha, Bhakti. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. These are helping a jiva to practice sadhana so that he can be in the mode of goodness. Or even to the extent, so cross level, it can help one to enjoy properly, guilt free. But that is not the end. It is the bhakti. And this chapter, and from here on, next few chapters, 5 chapters, will help us to understand very, very vividly what it is. Because Lord Shiva has spoken to Prachetas, their consciousness is very high. Prachetas were ready to go to the forest to do tapasya. How many of us are ready to do that? Uh, we may want to go to a forest maybe as a day trip, or maybe a 3-day trip, or a 7-day all-inclusive package, isn't it? But Pracheta's sons are so much, because as soon as when Pracheta Parishad said that, you'll get married, so instead of very eagerly looking after the pleasures that come out of it, they actually went to perform austerities. And the beauty of this is that they are devotees. Only devotees will think like that. Devotees will think like that. Otherwise, if they are yogis, what they would do, just they will say, no, 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 I want only moksha, let me go away. So no, the devotees were looking and this pleased Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva, who is um, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambho, he's took the opportunity to present this Rudra Gita that he heard from his father, from Lord Brahma. Okay, uh, Satish Prabhu, that gives the context of Rudra Gita. And now we get into the description of characteristics of Puranjana. Puranjana, we will discuss that maybe next week. The variegatedness, the glories, everything of it. But let's start with the context where it is. So Maitreya Rishi, who is narrating to Vidura, he's enlightening because Vidura was sent to Maitreya Rishi. If you remember in the beginning of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 2, what we hear is that, when Vidura comes, when Krishna is about to leave the leave to the spiritual world, all the gyan is given to Maitreya Rishi. And uh, Vidura was directed to go and meet Maitreya Rishi, and that samvad is going on. In that context, we are in this, wonderful pastime. So, Prabhupada writes even in the first chapter itself, the emphasis of this chapter in the purport, it's clearly said. Finally, when Lord Shiva left, he instructed Prachetas, and the sons of king also worshipped Lord Shiva with great devotion and respect. Then, in the purport, Prabhupada is mentioning this chapter contains a great lesson concerning the monarchical kingdom in the days of yore. In the olden days, how the kings used to be. This is very, very important. Yeah. What it means is that the kings used to be continuously guided by ministerial, by the sages, by the brahmanas, by gurus. And not only that, here we see um, when the sons went to perform austerities in order to become perfect kings for the welfare of the citizens, that was the plan. Yeah, the prachetas went to the forest so that they can perfect their life, and then they can come back and do the kingdom, to rule the kingdom. While this is happening, King Prachina Parshit, what he was doing was is instructed by sage Narada, and this is what we will see, which means this is, I'll bring this up again later. This is very, very important, especially for grihasthas, and even more especially for one who have children, especially even more, one who have boys. Why? The main reason is that we may think that, oh, I have my children, they are doing nice bhakti. Oh, they are blessed from the day one, they are doing japa, day one, they are doing kirtan, day one, they are hearing katha. All this day one is very nice, so that the child is blessed to take his journey back to Godhead. He is there. We have provided facility, but that doesn't mean that because if my son becomes a devotee, then obviously three generations in the back, in the forward, will be blessed. So I am anyway counted in that. So let me only feed my child that he becomes a great devotee. That's it. Didn't Hiranyakashipu become successful? Uh, didn't Uttanapada become successful? Everyone became successful. So what will happen to me? No, no. Rest assured, I'll also be. No, the thing is that what will we do then if we don't practice bhakti? If we don't practice ourselves bhakti, what will happen is that, our journey will be a little slow. Yeah. When we have the capacity to go with full speed, what we will be doing is we'll just kind of stagnate ourselves because we didn't prioritize ourselves. What will happen is there is only two things. Either we engage in Krishna consciousness or we engage in Maya consciousness. These are only two things. If we engage in Maya consciousness, the load that we carry becomes more, the burden we carry become more. We can't just say, okay, my kids will take care of me. No, we should also very, very actively take care of our own bhakti, our own progress in the bhakti marg. And not only that, uh, today our kids are blessed because they have the association of devotees. What about tomorrow? Huh? How to ensure that tomorrow is also blissful? It is only when we do our bhakti, our sadhana, and then with that, whatever potency that we gain, with whatever blessing we get, we pass it on. So here we can see, and Prabhupada, in chapter purport, Prabhupada is saying a great lesson concerning how the kings used to do that. The king used to look for his own sadhana that he can advance in spirituality, and not only that, also the children. When the time came, they used to go to Gurukul and they get training. And once they finish the training, because now they have the whole understanding of self-realization, they don't just give up. They come back and serve, because this is the secret how to clear off our debts. The secret is that by engaging in service, according to what? According to Varnashrama. Once one is crossed that stage, I think that is also later, I think one of the purports might come on that. Okay, so here we see the Prachina Parishad was yeah is coming from whom? If you recollect, Prachina Parishad, yeah, is coming in the line of what? Maharaj Dhruva. And because Dhruva Maharaj is a devotee, yeah, just I was saying that his generations forward and backward are anyway becoming devotees. But how? How? This is the secret here, that we can see that Narad Muni comes. Narad Muni comes to the king, and then he instructs the subject of Bhakti Yoga. So, when great sage Narad saw that a descendant of Maharaj Dhruv was being misled by fruitive activities, uh, Narad Muni took compassion upon him and personally came to instruct him about the ultimate benediction of life, Bhakti Yoga. What is the ultimate benediction of life? It is Bhakti Yoga. We may find so many people might attract us, so many offers. They may say, if you do this, you get that. If you do that, you get this. Buy one, get one. So in that way, there are so many ways of attractions that are carrying us to different worlds, and we can get off misled. Whereas when we take to this ultimate benediction of life, which is Bhakti Yoga, that is the crest jewel of the gifts which we can get. And Narad Muni personally here, uh, he indirectly introduced to King Prachina Parishad about this Bhakti Yoga. Why indirectly? This is very, very nice. When we hear this, this is a very allegorical explanation about our own self, especially uh, last chapter was telling about already the princess who have great taste for bhakti, or great taste for renunciation, or great taste for sadhana, austerity. In today's yeah life, we see that we are so much carried away with so many things, like whether it could be overeating, oversleeping, over sensual enjoyment, everything we want in full capacity, that one after the other, one way or the other, one form or the other, we are always hankering for always happiness. And the happiness is the driving factor. In fact, yeah, that is uh, that is there because everyone want to enjoy, everyone want to be happy. Uh, Ananda Bhyasat, everyone is seeking happiness. So in that process, we are just not sure whether we are taking to the right path or we just getting distracted. And this chapter helps us that okay, how to understand who we are, how to understand what are those hankerings, how to get free from that. And if we not, then what will happen? So Puranjana, Ranjana. Yeah, Ranjana means one that keeps us entertaining. Puranjana means Pura means fort. So this body is compared to a fort, uh, a fort or kind of a body, a senses for enjoyment. So here, and that too, we think we are leaders, yeah, we are masters, we are king of enjoyment. So this story is about such a king, Puranjana. The Puranjana is, yeah. So I'll not break the suspense, but we will go through the verses and then understand this. So this chapter is about in describing Bhakti Yoga indirectly. The spirit of imbibing Bhakti Yoga is very, very important. This is what is discussed here. Rudra Geetam Bhagavata Srotam Sarve Prachetasah Japantaste Tapaste Pur uh, Varshanam Ayutam Jale. So what Prachetas did after hearing to Rudra Gita is that they stood in water for 10,000 years and recited the prayers given to them by Lord Shiva. 10,000 years seems to be quite big. What is the lifespan we are in the Kali Yuga is a matter of 2 digit. It could go to 3 digit uh, if at all one leads a very, very uh, simple, natural way of living. Then, if his providence supports, then he could live a 3 digit life. But where we are talking here, we are talking about 10,000. 10,000 is how many? 6 digit. And it might look quite big, but actually, we can see that 100,000 years is the lifespan in those times. 100,000 years in that 10,000 is not much. And but because the conditions were very favorable, certain favorable conditions are created to enable them to live within the water. Uh, so they lived in water so that they could do this tapasya. I don't know why. Yeah, just like how we are living in air, and then yeah, but just imagine if we are inside the waters, maybe it's more conducive, less disturbing, and more focused. Yeah, we also know Saubhari Muni was doing tapasya inside the waters, and also it could also be that water has energy, the energy that we usually tap for the tidal power. So whatever reasons, yeah, I mean I don't know, but they were doing reciting these prayers that they got from Lord Shiva. So while the prayers were undergoing, the princes were undergoing severe austerities in water. Their father was performing different types of fruitive activities. Fruitive activities is he was busy with karmashu. Hmm. So what he was doing is that prachina parisham kshattah karmashu asakta manasam. So he was his mentality was always attached to enjoyment. Huh? So we may see that this is also what happens, right? Sometimes you may see that in Krishna consciousness, the children are devotees, and then sometimes we see that parents are not. And yeah, in fact, they are absorbed in some other relation to the matter. Mm. It's not like they might be doing full time, but they might think, okay, it's for some time, and this sometimes slowly grows and becomes bigger and bigger, and then there is no time for bhakti. So here Narad Muni is saying while the princes were doing that, his father was performing different types of fruitful activities. At this time, the great Narada, master teacher of all spiritual life, became very compassionate upon the king and decided to instruct him about spiritual life. This is very, very important. This is the most important thing in our life. If we want to write top 10 things that I want to remember in my life, it's always this. Always look for sadhus association. If for hook or crook, by even if we see them, even if the breeze from them falls on us, that itself is a blessing. In their association, if a single word that can enter into our ears, that is a blessing. And then what to say about Uchishta? The remnants from them is uh, unlimitedly blissful. Why? Narad Muni himself says in the first canto, in the third chapter, he is saying that, yeah, it was that Bhaktivedantas who used to come, yeah, in the ashram where I was there with my mother, who is the maid servant. The Bhaktivedantas, because of Chaturmas time that they can't go, they were there, they were speaking, they were eating, and with their permission. This is very important. It's not that, okay, after the Bhaktivedantas ate and they left, then they ate without noticing. With their permission, they took this Uchishta, and then the boy became, after his mother died, and then he was doing tapasya, he got very, very uh, for a moment darshan of the Lord, and then in the next life he became Narad Muni. So that is the glory, that is the that is the blessing to have association of sadhus. And I think in this only it will come the next. As pointed out by Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, a great devote of Chaitanya, Kaivalya, we are always thinking of merging into Brahman. You know what? That is the topmost, Lord. Adi Shankaracharya is saying that, okay, the ultimate thing is to just merge into that, and that Brahma Jyoti, uh, Brahman, mm, effulgence is the ultimate. No, a devotee thinks that is like going to hell. The devotee is thinking that is going to hell. Why? Because what will we do? Do we really enjoy sitting without devotion? Maybe for some time we may think, wow, it's some relaxing. Okay, I can relax a bit. I can recover a bit. But ultimately, our heart pulls towards serving the Lord. That is our nature. So going to this Brahma Jyoti, merging there, is only unnecessary waste of time. This is what Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, yeah, he says that is going like going to hell. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, is live also there? Okay, good. We are back, I think. So, where I was? I was mentioning about these. Hello. So I was telling about what Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur was mentioning that Kaivalya is like going to hell because we are not so much interested in merging in the Brahman because thinking that that is ultimate. No, there is beyond. Lord is saying in Bhagavatam that the Lord manifests in um, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So devotee is not even interested in going to higher planets like heaven. One might think, okay, now I am suffering, but if I just adjust my living conditions, and with better living conditions, I can be more happy. Oh no, the place where I'm living is not so conducive for, after all, I'm whatever I can do, let me do so that I can always be enjoying. So one may be in the mode of passion and in ignorance may think that accumulating wealth, accumulating power, accumulating fame, these are the things through which one can enjoy happiness. But Prabhupada writes in the purport that Western countries are already advanced, isn't it? The Western countries are already advanced. In the when Prabhupada was in the US, was there US still a developing country? It was already a very developed country with its own infrastructure. What we now build, the infrastructure is already there. With the facilities, what we have, still we have a power cut. By the way, the reason why there was no network was there was a power cut. Yeah. So in that sense, we may see the Western world is quite advanced. Maybe people may say, no, 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 telecommunications is still outdated in the Western countries. No, the technology was. Yeah, yeah, the foundation, research, everything happened there. So in that sense, there is so much advancement. The material advancement is very high. uh, Now we are building very, very tall skyscrapers. Yeah. But those were already there, existing in a different way. They are great architects in a different designs have built. So but are they happy? No. Why? Because they are just accumulating wealth, they are accumulating power, but these are the causes also for suffering. And yeah, Prabhupada writes in the purport that the Westerners, yeah, what did they do? There are so many who became quite rich and rich and rich. They didn't know what is that um ultimate, how to be happy forever. So what they did is they thought, okay, I don't have to work. Satish Prabhu, if you are a multi-millionaire, hmm, what will you do? Will you still work? You just retire, isn't it?
Yes,
Hello?
yes,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. Every day a new Porsche car, and then that's it. What do you want? You just want to retire because you have enough money. No, in the US, when Prabhupada was there, there were so many rich people and their sons. They don't have to do anything because already all the parents have earned everything. They have so much wealth that they can only see wealth all over. Huh? And then what they did is that they thought, hey, why are my parents suffering when wealth is the key? No, they really already easily understood that wealth is not everything. So they thought there is something else. They didn't care for their own lifestyle. Yeah, just imagine if we don't have money, we are more disciplined so that we are respected in the society. We are more disciplined so that we can work hard properly, we can earn properly. But for those people who are rich, they don't need to. And such a kind of loose life, what they did is that they started taking intoxication, thinking maybe intoxication is the thing that can make me forget all this suffering. Maybe there is a higher taste that I can go on forever. So they became hippies. And Prabhupada writes that there are so many such hippies by the time when Prabhupada went with no aim, nothing, thinking that this is everything, just laying on the gardens and parks and streets, uh, unconscious, not having any sense of where they are, uh, such a freestyle. Yeah, isn't it that also what we see sometimes in the slump areas? Is it slum areas? Yeah, there also we see all of a sudden 3 days back or 4 days back when I was at a railway station, I saw there was a guy who was very happily sleeping on the platform. He didn't care who is walking around. The goal he wanted to sleep, he slept. Uh, After all, a person who want to sleep is ultimately for what? Happiness. Yeah, he got happiness. The person who is sleeping on the couch is happy when the time comes. Uh, so Prabhupada is mentioning that it's not that one wants to go to Kaival that as the ultimate goal, or it's not that why second sorry. Oh, okay. I hope this solves my problem. Okay, let's see. So this is what Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport, that no, just by that kind of lifestyle we won't get happiness. And for a devotee, both are hell. Even going to heaven is a hell. Why? Because Prabhupada writes um, that um, there are so many. This heavenly feeling is only a kind of a dream, isn't it? Huh? Just having comfort. We don't know when it will be gone. Just like a person who is on the ground floor, he has no worries about falling down because he's anyway on the ground floor. But as you go high, the fear of falling increases. So similarly, hmm, enjoyment of heavenly life is just so much phantasmagoria, which means like some reality, some dream, or not reality. So some kind of, when you're in sleep, sometimes you have this feeling. This means that a devotee does not give any importance to ultimate goal of karmis and jnanis. Karmis are interested in achieving what is their goal is to promote to high heavenly kingdoms. And ultimate goal of jnanis is what? To merge in the Brahma Jyoti. Uh, so, and here Prabhupada is mentioning that jnanis are far better. Jnanis are far better than karmis. Koti karmanishta madhye ek jnani shrestha. So Koti, out of Koti karmis, one jnani is shrestha. This is in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. One jnani or impersonal is better than many thousands of fruitu actors. Therefore, a devotee never enters upon the path of karma or elevation by fruitu activities. Narad Muni, he took compassion on Prachina Barhishat. Why? He came here personally because he was very compassionate. And Prabhupada is also saying, yeah, if tomorrow, mm, what instructions? Yeah, we are always looking for instruction. May my guru give me an instruction. This is what we always want. Prabhupada is giving a very good instruction here in the purport. He says that uh, um, a pure devotee, I don't know if it is come here or no, it will come later. So the instruction is that just like Narad Muni is compassionate that he is traveling all around to do what? To preach, to make sure that everyone takes to Bhakti Yoga. So that is the purpose of our life. Mm. Narad Muni took compassion about this king when he saw the king engage in true to activity. So, um, in pure devotional service, both karma and jnana are considered bewildering feature of illusory energy. Shreyastvam katamad rajan karmanatmana ihase dukha hani sukha vapti shreyastan neha chestaye che cheyate. So Narad Muni, he's saying to Prachina Parishad, he's saying, what do you desire to achieve by performing these fruitful activities? The chief aim of life is to get rid of all miseries and enjoy happiness, but These two things cannot be realized by fruitive activity. This is very important. How many of us believe still in this, that there is enjoyment in this world? Hmm? How many of us think, yes, there is still a lot of enjoyment that we can squeeze here? Hmm? Still hope? In this material world, there is great illusion which covers real intelligence. If we have that feeling that this material world will give me happiness, then this is Maya. This is our intelligence is covered. Mm. A man in the mode of passion wants to work very hard to derive some benefit, but he does not know that time will never allow him to enjoy anything permanently. Why? That is a nature. Compared to the work one expends, the gain is not so profitable. The amount that we have to spend to the amount what we earn, there is always this. Even if it is profitable, it is not all, without its distresses. This is very important. We may think, hey, I have got profit, but that profit is earned with a lot of distress. If a man is not born rich and he wants to purchase a house, car, and other material things, he has to work hard day and night for many years in order to possess them. Thus, happiness is not attained without undergoing some distress. Distress is the price for our happiness, for this kind of happiness. Whatever happiness, na, whatever happiness we want, it doesn't come for free. There is so much work. You who wants to work? I don't want to work. Who want to strain? I don't want to strain. Who want to suffer? I don't want to suffer. What I all want? Happiness. But it doesn't come on its own. We may see some examples saying, no, he didn't work hard. I have worked every day in my college. I used to study. I didn't leave even a single page. Ratikali Mataji, you would have studied heavily, isn't it? There are so many such who have studied hard, but have they become topper forever? There is always some surprising people who don't do anything and they become toppers. Quite irritating, right? No, but yeah, there is also something one has to put effort. It's not like okay that he has won lottery. We know what is the probability of earning one lottery. Gambling, very very rare. That's why it's not recommended to engage in any kind of gambling activities. Why? Because the certainty of losing is very high, and no one wants to lose. Everyone wants to certainly win. So gambling is not the way. After all, we have to suffer the miseries of birth, old age, disease, and death. This is a kind of eye-opening for me. Why? Because we usually don't think this as big sufferings. Yeah. After all, okay, uh, birth anyway not in my control. Death is not in my control. Old age, come on, not in my control. Disease, maybe if I'm a little careful. No, but we have seen so many people who are careful, but they have disease. They have suffered. So in one way, even that's not in our control. So when these problems are not in my control, what should I do? Uh, uh, so we have to suffer. Is that the only way? No, there is a way out by taking to bhakti. When we are serious, when we are careful, when we practice bhakti yoga carefully, then we can get rid of all these four problems at one shot. What is that saying? That yeah, this one shot two birds, right? So we are saying one shot four birds. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. All these four can be. You can get rid of all this, the miseries caused by this, by just taking to bhakti. Why? Because this is our exit, or what you call the ticket, the ticket to the flight, to the Vaikunt, so that we don't come into the Kunta, the place where there is um, miseries. Mm, There is no burning. We may discover many fine medicines, but it's not possible to stop the suffering of disease or death. Actually, medicine is not the contracting agent of either disease or death. We may think, what is medicine doing? It's only prolonging the disease. So that instead of suffering for one day, we are suffering for 10 days. On the whole, there is no happiness in this material world, but an illusioned person works very hard for so called happiness. Indeed, this process of working hard is actually taken to happiness for happiness. This is called illusion. And Narad Muni, what is he doing? He is coming to bring Prachina Parishad. This is very, very nice. How fortunate he is. Uh, 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 what he desired to attain by performing so many costly sacrifices. This is what Narad Muni is asking. What are you doing? Why are you doing so many sacrifices? Even if one attains a heavenly planet, he cannot avoid the distresses of birth, old age, disease, and death. Someone may argue that even devotees have to undergo many distresses in executing austerities and penances connected with devotional service. It's not like, okay, as soon as you become a devotee, you are on a catwalk, as if like you are what do you call flying, as if you're skating on the brim of the material suffering. It's not touching me at all. No, no, there is also so much austerity one has to perform, so much penances one has to do so that he can engage in devotional service. Of course, for the neophytes, the routine of devotion service may be very painful. I find it very painful to do japa every morning. So difficult. Hmm. But at least they have the hope that they will ultimately be able to avoid all kinds of distresses and achieve the highest perfectional stage of happiness. For the common karmis, there is no such hope. Why? Because even if they are promoted to higher planetary systems, they are not um, guaranteed freedom from miseries of birth, old age, death, and disease. They may go to heavenly planet. Yeah. What is big thing? When we say heavenly planet, it's more comfort, more facility, more royal treatment. Huh? It doesn't mean that okay, he is given permanent visa, free from all suffering. No. Why? Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself says even Brahma has to take birth again. Mm. So, so if one is at least, if one is at all serious about attaining liberation from these miseries, even for that, the way is Bhakti Yoga. Why? Krishna himself says, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yoveti tatpataha chakta deham punarjanma naiti mam eti sarjuna. Uh, so, how can we go out of this cycle of birth and death, suffering all these four? Is Janma karma cha me divyam by knowing the appearance and the pastimes of the Lord. Uh, one is assured the free entry or the permanent entry to the spiritual world. Najanami Mahabhaga. Now, Parachina Bari, when he was asked, then Raja is openly saying, you know what? Najanami Mahabhaga Param Karma Pavidha Dhi Bruhi me Vimalam Jnanam Yena Mucheya Karma Bihi. He is saying, oh great soul, Narada, my intelligence is entangled in fruitful activities. He accepted. We should also accept. When we accept, then the sadhus and their potency, their words can help us because then we are ready to uh, take shelter. Therefore, I do not know the ultimate goal of life. Kindly instruct me in pure knowledge so that I can get out of the entanglement of fruitive activities. How many of us are ready? Not everyone is ready. We still want to enjoy. Uh, Going to a yoga, going and accepting a sadhu becomes, you know what? I have to leave my freedom. I have to give up everything what I have. You know what? Uh, Makarand Prabhu, if I take shelter of you, you may take all my property. Hmm. Oh, even if you're not interested in my property, what will I do with my property? Someone else is going to take care. No, 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 no. Even if I don't enjoy, that is okay, but no one should enjoy. So all these kind of complexities that we have in our mind, uh, in our heart, in a way, all these are kind of making us not accepting a sadhu. When he enters in our life, are we ready? No. See, Narottam Das Thakur is saying, Satsanga Chadi Kaun Kainu Asate Vilasa Te Karane Lagila Na sorry, ye Karma Bandha Pasa Fansa. So here is saying that karma bandha fansa means entanglement in fruitive activities is so deep. It does not matter whether one is engaged in pious or impious activities, for both are causes of binding one. Hmm. So in the Western country, it is not unusual for one to take birth in rich aristocratic family, nor is it unusual for one to have a good education. So and a very beautiful body. But this does not mean that Westerners are free from the distresses of life. Hmm. So this is what is karma bandha pasha. Hmm. So here King admits this fact and frankly asks Narad Muni how he could get out of this karma bandha bonds. Yeah, I think Bengali word fans means, fancy sada in Hindi, right? What is it called? Fancy. Hang. To hang a person, right? So hanging, entangling, yeah. So this is actually the stage of knowledge indicated in the first verse of Vedanta Sutra. What is that first verse in Vedanta Sutra is Athāta Brahma Jigyasa. So one should have this inquisitiveness to understand and get rid of this karma bandha fans. This is the actual business of human life. Jivasya tattva jnana, gnasya, nartho, yes, cheha karma bihi. And as stated in the second chapter of the first canto, a human being's only business is inquiring from a bona fide spiritual master about extrication from entanglement of karma bandhafas. So we are in this world, which is we now understand the truth. It's not the ultimate. It is not forever. It's not going to be that after few years, after few lifetimes in this material world, I will succeed. How many scientists have already promised it? Yeah? Science is always promising you will get the most perfect, happiest life. Yeah. The caveat is there will be enough side effects. How many of us are ready? Hmm? We guarantee you. Hmm? We guarantee you that you get everything, but we also write in the paper what are the side effects. What are the medicines we have which doesn't have any side effect? Yeah, we may say no homeopathy, na, right? Ethically, Mataji, huh? No side effects, right?
Yes, to some
Hmm.
extent. There.
To some extent, there are there. Yeah? Otherwise, why will they say take only 4 pills? Why not 10 pills? Why not 50 pills?
Right.
Because there is some effect to it, right? It can affect to a very subtle level. That, of course, if you're always having a lifelong lifetime, what do you call, homeopathy doctor with you, you can always live very happily because yeah, the doctor is asking what is the symptom this month. You have more heat. Okay, you take this. You have more gas. You take this. Yeah, but yeah, which means there is always, yeah, we don't know what is the perfect dose, isn't it? I mean, I don't know, I'm a doctor, not a doctor. Ratikali Mataji.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
Mm. So that is the reality. That is the reality, and we can't escape from that reality. So those who are interested only in so-called dutiful, namely remaining as householder, entangled by sons and wife and searching after wealth, think that such things are life's ultimate goal. Such people simply wander in different types of bodies throughout this material existence without finding out the ultimate goal. This is what is happening. Griheshu kuta, uh, dharmeshu putradhara dhanartha dihi, naparam vindate mudo, brahmya samsara vatmashu. So this is our problem. That is the reason this chapter is so nice. It relates so many ways to what we are going through, isn't it? We have sons, we have wife, and we are so much busy in maintaining family life. Uh, and this is entanglement, and it is called in Kuta Dharma, pseudo duty. We are thinking, so many people, I don't know, I was asked, I think sometimes people ask, hey, you have married, so your duty is to take care of your family. No, don't we agree? After all, we have signed this deal in front of the fire, right? So is it not our duty? So, in one way, if we don't take care of their spiritual development, if we don't take care of their devotional development, then it's a pseudo dharma. Why? Because ultimately, what is the purpose of marriage? Hmm? Dinath Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hmm?
Yeah, purpose
Yeah.
of yes, Prabhu.
No, tell me.
Yeah, I mean, ultimate purpose of marriage is to, I mean, as a grihastha life, to go in union towards the service of Krishna and leading a Krishna consciousness life.
Yeah, to keep Krishna in the center, right?
Yeah, yes,
And
Prabhuji.
because if one man is there, he might be weak. Yeah. So just supporting each other, one can keep Krishna in the center more successfully. That is the purpose, and that is the dharma. But rather, if you think, no, I need to provide, I have married, I want to give you a perfect diamond ring as a birthday present. Okay, what will we give next year? One more diamond ring? No, diamond ring is bored. Satish Babu will come with a Porsche car. What happens next year? Is there a chance for winning forever? After some time, life gets bored. Why? Because we didn't bring Krishna in the center. If we have Krishna in the center for year one, year two, whatever number of anniversaries we celebrate, uh, always we make sure that Krishna is pleased. After all, that is our duty. On that special day, we please him more. So otherwise, it is called, what is it called? Kuta dharma, pseudo, not reality, but people, yeah, still it's of course a dharma, right? To take care of wife, but to take care of wife in what way? Is it only to take care of children for their all material needs is the ultimate goal? Because that is the reason why we see so many people are working very hard, right? My kid has to go to that university, he has to study this, I have to provide him the best education in the world, that he becomes, you know what, the best manager. Why? Because he can get best salary. Why? Because he can get best settlement. He can, all these best material things have nothing to do with happiness. So many people are suffering because of these best things that are like hanging around the neck. Prahlad Maharaj has likened this pseudo occupational duty to dark well. Uh, Andakupam. Yeah, in Prahlad Maharaj, he is telling to his co-students that you know what, this material world is like a uh, Andakupam, very dark, deep well. Which means why it's compared to well? Because once who someone falls in well, nowadays we have some steps. In those days, no steps. You're just stuck in there. Yeah? So Prahlad has purposefully spoken of this dark well because if one falls into the well, he will die. He may cry for help, but no one will hear him or come to rescue. The words Brahmya, Samsara, Vatmasu are significant. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very clearly explains Brahmand, Brahmite, Kona Bhagavan, Shiv. All living entities are wandering in different types of bodies throughout different planets. And if in the course of their wandering they come in contact with a devotee by direction of Supreme Lord, their lives become successful. So the only foolproof formula for success is getting in contact with a sadhu. Sadhu is so important in our life. Even though King Prajna Parishad was engaged in fruitive activity, the great sage Narada appeared before him. In this context, yeah. So it is the duty of all saintly persons to follow in the footsteps of Narad Muni and travel all over the world to every country and village just to instruct in illusioned persons about the goal of life and to save them from the entanglement of karma bandha, fruit to activity. Narad Uvacha, Bho Bho, Prajapate Rajan, Pashun, Pasya, Tvaya Dhar, Tvaya Dvare. Samyapita Jiva Sanghan Nirgrena Sahasraras. He's saying, "Oh, ruler of citizens, oh dear king, please see in the sky those animals you see. You see in the sky there are animals which you have sacrificed without compassion and without mercy in sacrificial arena." I don't know if Hema Gauri Mataji is there. Maybe Dhankeli Mataji, you can ask her if she can join. This is something that she has been recently contacting me. This verse can help her. So this verse is very important for all of us because time to time people will say, right, in Vedas it's recommended to do animal sacrifice. Uh, that's why there are temples till today. And when temples are doing, why can't we do at home? After all, meat eating is allowed. Otherwise, why meat will be offered to the god? So many things. Um, yeah, in this purport, Prabhupada is very nice. Like Narada Muni himself is saying, you know what? Hey Raja, see up in the sky, there are these vultures, these animals. You know what? They are ready. Why? Huh? In Shastras, we know the karma philosophy. If you kill an animal, animal will kill you in the next life. So the animals are there. He's showing in the sky. Uh, because animal sacrifice is recommended in Vedas, there are animal sacrifices in almost all religious rituals. However, one should not be satisfied simply by killing animals according to the direction of scriptures. No, scriptures are telling to kill animals, let's kill. Yes, Vedas are showing. In fact, who is that guy? Who is that guy? Zakir Naik, right? Zakir Naik, I think so. Yeah, he himself shows you're in Hinduism there is meat eating. What are you telling? Killing animals is in your shastras allowed. Mm, we have to understand one should not be satisfied simply by killing animals, because shastras are saying one should transcend the ritualistic ceremonies and try to understand the actual truth, the purpose of life. So just killing, what is that? Here Prachina Parishat, he is busy in killing animals in sacrifices. Why? Because he is doing all the yajnas. Oh, in that yajnas, so many animals can be killed because I'm doing welfare of the people, welfare of my own position, my own health. He has been killing. Uh, Narad Muni wanted to instruct the king about the real purpose of life and invoke a spirit of renunciation in his heart. Uh, so knowledge is one important thing. This is, I don't know, this is second life instruction if we want to be successful. What was the first one? Can someone say? Hmm? Fastest fingers first. Hmm. Hare Krishna. I think you guys are tired already.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Here, Prabhuji.
So what is the first thing that I thought, okay, should be our in the life instructions?
Gurupad Ashraya, Prabhuji.
No,
Devotional service. Being into.
no. The first one is always looking for opportunity of meeting a sadhu. Yeah. In that context, I was saying what happens. Just the breeze from them, how it can bless, and when we can have the uchishta, what can happen. Huh? It one of the most easiest thing what we can do is just look for association, or even to be. Uh, why? Because the sadhus are the reservoirs of those tickets, entrance tickets to the spiritual world. What is the second one now? I have not yet said. I am going to say, please make a note of it. It might look very simple, but very important. It is knowledge and the spirit of renunciation are the ultimate goal of life. Hmm. The knowledge and the spirit of renunciation. Without knowledge, one cannot become detached from the material enjoyment. And without being detached from the material enjoyment, one cannot make spiritual advancement. So our spiritual advancement is highly depending on not just only jnana or vairagya, it is both. What happens if we have only gyan? We become very proud. I know everything, isn't it? And if I am having vairagya, I am not interested in anything, I will also give up what? Dinath Prabhu? In the spirit of vairagya, what we will give up? We give up even bhakti.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, so in that spirit, what may happen? Again, we may become proud, isn't it? Like Karna, he was renunciant, right? In one way. He was always giving up, he was always giving up, giving, and that, you know what? He felt very proud. You know what? I could give that no one could give, right? So Gyan and Vairagya, Gyan will tell that we should become humble. But when we are practicing Vairagya, then we can actually do it. And both are needed so that we can practice our devotion. Otherwise, what will happen is Gyan may be so nice. Yeah, after all, now we are sitting and we have spoken so many nice points. When we don't practice it with Vairag, with detachment to otherwise, what will happen? Again, we think, hey, this is not for me. It's been a wonderful Bhagavatam class, but it's not for me. Why? Because it is for renunciants and I'm not renunciant, right? Satish Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. You are right, Prabhuji. Yeah.
So in that case, what happens? One cannot make spiritual advancement. Karmis are generally engaged in sense gratification, and for this end, they are prepared to commit so many sinful activities. Animal sacrifice is but one such sinful activity. Consequently, by his mystic power, Narad Muni showed, during Parachina Parishad, the dead animals which he had sacrificed. Ete tvam sampratikshante smaranto vaishasham tava samparetam gyah kutais Chindanti, Uttiha, Manyava. All these animals are awaiting your death. Hey Rajan, hey king, what is going to happen? You know what? So that they can avenge the injuries you have inflicted upon them. After you die, they will angrily pierce your body with iron horns. Recently, I heard my brother was telling how Parsi's way of, you know, we know this, right? After a person in Hinduism, they die, then he is burnt in the wood. Yeah, all these things. What happens in Parsis is they do all process and they leave the body on a kind of a mesh, and then that's it. The body is there. It's not burnt. It's not buried. And you know what happens now? Hmm? The vultures are waiting to eat the meat of this, and whatever the remaining bones and everything, that will be what will be left. That will fall into the through the holes, and that's it. So Narad Muni is saying that what those animals are eagerly waiting, mm, to avenge. They will pierce your body with iron horns. So this is what he's saying. It is said in Shastras that by killing animals in a sacrifice, one immediately promotes them to human birth. Similarly, by killing their enemies on a battle, Kshatriyas who fight for right cause are elevated to heavenly planets after death. So, in this way, Kshatriyas can go to Swarga if they are doing righteous mm, warfare. And similarly, Brahmanas, when they engage in the animal sacrifices, if they are doing this, the animal which is sacrificed should get a human birth. On that condition, that is okay. So, on the basis of such understanding, Narad Muni warns the king that animal killing in sacrifice by king awaits him at his death in order to avenge themselves. I don't know what is it called, halal in Muslim tradition. They have this, right? That animal is killed. When the animal is being killed, the person who is going to kill, he is going to see into the eyes that, hey, I am killing you, huh? And you will kill me. This is the agreement, and now I am killing. I don't know if someone knows this. So Narad Muni is not contradicting himself that animal killing is not. Narad Muni wanted to convince the king that overindulgence of animal sacrifice is risky, because as soon as there is a small discrepancy in execution of such sacrifice, the slaughtered animal may not be promoted to human form of life. Consequently, the person performing sacrifice will be responsible for the death of the animal, just as much as murderer is responsible for killing another animal. When animals are killed in slaughterhouse, 6 people connected with killing are responsible for the murder. Who are they? The person who gives permission for killing, the person who kills, the person who helps, the person who purchases the meat, the person who cooks the flesh, and the person who eats it. All become entangled in killing. Narad Muni wanted to draw the king's attention to this fact. Thus, animal killing is not encouraged even in sacrifice. And I don't know till what verse did you read? 10?
Verse 8, Prabhuji.
Till verse 8. Okay. Then I'll just read the 9th and then we stop. Atrate khatayishye mum itihasam puratanam puranjanasya charitam niboda gadato mama. So now Narad Muni is saying, you know what, Rajan? In this connection, I wish to narrate an old history connected with the character of a king called Puranjan. Please try to hear me with great attention, which we will discuss next week. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Any thoughts to share? Comments to add?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, very nice recitation, and I think the 2 instructions that was very nice, Prabhuji. Meeting a sadhu and then not being connected to pleasures. So one question is, Prabhuji, like when at what point of time in your life does guru or a sadhu come, Prabhuji? Is it by Krishna's providence or our efforts? Also says we
Yeah.
should endeavor, right, Prabhuji? So how does that happen? This side
Yeah.
or that?
See, Krishna is saying, are we interested? So how can we? The Lord is ever eager. So, but he also doesn't want to interfere with our free will, okay, unless we really call. So it is said that we should always pray to the Lord that, please send me Guru. Please send me my Guru. Please connect me to my Guru so that I can take shelter of him, because I understand now Guru Ashraya is the very most important, so that I can come to you. When we all na, in India, we see so many people are doing coconut worship. You know what coconut worship? Oh no, not coconut. Coconut bhakti. You know what is coconut bhakti?
No, Guruji.
Huh?
Coconut.
Coconut bhakti. They just take a coconut, go to a temple, and ask the pujari to break it, and
Yes.
that's it.
Yes, Guruji. Yes. That is not Guruji. Yeah.
Yeah, that we know. We see so much of that bhakti. What will it show? It is only like, okay, tradition. Okay, when you go to a temple, you have to do this. Just like if you go to a restaurant, you have a starter, right? Hmm? Automatic, autopilot. We don't read, okay, darshan, okay. Darshan, these are things, right? So one thing is coconut, one is flowers, one is some fruit, and yeah, patram pushpam phalam toyam. All these things are nice. Coconut bhakti is not bad, right? But where is our consciousness?
Yeah, true.
So when we are not serious, so what is the value if Guru comes in front of us? Will we take it serious? Hmm?
Yeah, value will be missed. Okay.
So that's the reason. So when we come through the means of Bhagavatam, through Bhagavad Gita, through the sadhus and their uh, valuable wisdom that we are hearing to, that should help us understand that ultimately it is that Guru is Yasya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasada Yasya Prasada Nakati Kutopi, which means I can get the Lord through Guru. And how can I get Guru? This is your question, right? Through the God. Which means when we pray to the Lord, then we get Guru. And when we want God, how can we get? Through Guru. So in that way, it is so much interrelated that we pray to the Lord so that that Guru can manifest in front of me, so that he can bless me, instruct me, and I take that as my life and soul instruction. Uh, Taking Diksha, becoming a disciple, becoming part of organization, becoming, this is one thing. But most important thing of this is what? To engage in the service. Initiation means, you know what is the meaning of initiation? It's not conclusion. Diksha is not termed as what? Conclusion. Diksha is termed as initiation. It is a start, a formal start. And for that, we are asking the Lord every day, praying, please get me connected to my Guru. Please show where is my Guru. And when the Guru comes, we take shelter of him, and then we make our life successful. And as Dinath Prabhu was mentioning, yes, uh, Guru Ashraya, this is one. Uh, but we are not just only um, restricting ourselves to only Guru. There are so many some great sadhus around. When we talk about Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, yeah, we we cannot stop. Uh, that is the greatness of such great personalities. There is so much that they have done that can go on hours, days together. So that way we can be blessed by just even, yeah, whether they are present in the world or not, just by remembering them we can seek their blessings. And yeah, these are not ordinary personalities. Yeah, they are not normal humans, which means even if they are not in the world, they can still manifest their blessings in uh, and always we can stay connected to them.
Thank you,
I don't
Guruji.
know if it
Yeah.
answers
Yeah.
your actual question.
Yeah, actually, one is we asking Krishna, but the second thing is like, situations leading us to Guru. So
Mhm.
are both same, or is there a, a different?
Situation is because we are praying.
Sorry, we are?
We are praying, right?
No.
Because we are praying, then the situation manifests.
Okay, okay, Guruji. Got it, Guruji.
This is one way. The second way of manifesting is in at mass. Just like when the rain falls, it doesn't fall only on your head, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So when there is a Harinam that is going on the street and you are there, I think today is Bhakti Bhushan Maharaj, na, in the Harinam. Now you see how much they are blessed. Did they really want to see Bhakti Bhushan Maharaj? Did they really wanted to hear Bhakti Bhushan Maharaj Kirtan? No, right? But then everyone is blessed because Maharaj is going to do Harinam in the street.
True, Prabhuji. Very true, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
be in the shower. Yeah. Be in the shower always. Then you are covered.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Anything else someone found more interesting from this session? Yeah, even though I spoke a little fast, I could only cover very, very few verses. But I think, yeah, a warm up, right? After some gap.
Yes, Prabhuji. Also very nice to start the weekend. Thank you for taking your efforts, Prabhuji.
Mhm. Okay, then. Thank you very much. See you. I don't know tomorrow how challenging it is. If it's possible, Makarand Prabhu, I don't know if you're there.
Yes,
So,
Prabhuji, I'm there.
yeah, be ready.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And the message can come anytime. Otherwise, I'll also post, or one of us can post.
Yes, Prabhuji, I will do that.
Mm.
Hare Krishna.
जय वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ग्रंथ श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय। हिज होलीनेस गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। हरे कृष्ण।